Hi guys, quick update here for you two for Bitcoin and for general crypto as well as the larger stock markets. Now 3rd March 2025, so it's the last month of Q1 here, 25. So if you want to join the group, everything's here. The secret Facebook group as well as the mini and the full version of the masterclass and the MAC is here as well. Obviously very good reviews for everything. If you want to pay via crypto, let me know. Now, Bitcoin, we've had this news last night. Obviously, Sunday is a low volume, low liquidity day. 80% of the volume, 85% is done on Monday to Friday. So it's a lot easier to move the market sort of erratically. There's a lot of emotional buyers now. Now, if Bitcoin ends up doing this, which is very... it's still very much the case, still very possible for it to do that. Obviously, all of those buyers are going to sell, okay? This game is very much about buying and selling, right? Obviously, you have to do both to make any money or lose money, right? How do you get people to ever sell to you? Let's say, hypothetically, this market's going to go, let's just pick a random number, 70k. But let's say that individual is on the sidelines. Well, how can he ever sell to you at 70k? He doesn't own the asset. So you have to drum up some news headline over the weekend on a low volume, low liquidity day, make it very emotional, like the most bullish headline ever in the history of crypto, and then the guy on the sidelines, suddenly he's jumped in at 94k, buys the top at half day, noon, midday Eastern, on a Sunday, 95k. So if this goes to 70k, suddenly his 10 grand has become 6 grand, okay? So the buying and the selling here, there's a lot of games which get played by the financial media. They are shadow banning me across social media here, and YouTube have deleted, I'm not too sure why, my last video. Now, it's a bit of a shame, really, because that coin is one of many coins which we're tracking in the group, and now... I don't even want to mention it now because it's done, because I just worry if I mention that coin again, they're going to shadow ban me again. So for those who are watching the last video, sorry, the one before last, you got a real winner there. And for those who haven't watched that, well, come and join the group if you want to know more. But I wouldn't be surprised if more videos get deleted here as we continue with this Bitcoin correction. Now I'm trying to find the rectangle. Whoa. Where is it? Right. So, yeah, as we said, we are right here. So we've gone underneath this danger zone. We've now gone above this danger zone. The only way this is bullish, and you can easily read that as an ABC correction, certainly if it breaks through here, then it's definitely crossed. It can no longer be impulsive. We have to hold this as support. So right now, very, very important level. I'm always very wary of news headlines, bullish or bearish, mind you, over the weekend, low volume, low liquidity, and it's such an emotional headline. Bitcoin reserve. Was all of that a bull trap? And it's not like we haven't seen bull traps like this before. We mentioned, if you run the hypothesis that this entire Bitcoin correction, anything Bitcoin's doing is entirely dependent on the Solana chain, which got way too powerful over the last 2 years. Well, we said it on the last video, or the one before, the one that they deleted. We said it's at the value area high. So we knew there was going to be an oversold bounce. I literally said there's going to be an oversold bounce. But is that it? No. You never break through a low volume node straight away, nor do you break through value area high. These are levels of resistance here that are here. For those who don't use volume profile, you don't know what you're missing out on. So is Solana now regaining the energy to break through that? Okay. There is still a very, very bearish count that Solana is going to about 20 here. And if you run the hypothesis, everything is dependent on Solana. Well, if Solana's bearish via proxy, you're saying that Bitcoin's bearish. This is an uninvestable asset. We have let go of this weeks and weeks and months ago because we buy wholesale. We just copy Goldman Sachs. There's no way Goldman Sachs are buying here. There's no way any OTF would ever buy here, even if it goes to 1,000. Look at Nvidia. We rinsed this cash cow about a year ago, and now look at it. Yes, there's a count to 500, sorry, to 200, but no one cares. No one cares when it looks this bad on the linear chart, because what is the risk? The risk is the 5's already in. Next thing you know, you got to love the irony of this. It's going to end up going back to exactly where we started last year when everyone was calling for an inverted head and shoulders. We saw something different. Guess what? That was a year ago. If you've missed the move, then you've missed the move. And You know, it's never a good idea to go back into a stock that you've already made money on, because you'll play the stock as if you've got money on the table, you've got chips in your hand, but really you shouldn't. Okay, that is profit that should have been sacked off out of the market months and months ago, and now look at how bad it looks. Why can't Nvidia go to 40? Why can't that be a super cycle top up there? And if it's not, well, then you're struggling. Either way, you don't have to go into it. And even China's struggling. I mean, Baba, I've not had a look at it today, but the last time, I mean, we got out of this at 140 here. There is still a count at 200, but it's a 2025 market. We have to be very careful here, getting too emotionally attached to anything. S&P still looks good for 4, 6, and 7,000. But, you know, we are buying Bitcoin at the highest it's ever been. Nvidia, highest it's ever been. It's been around 45 years, Nvidia. S&P has been around, what, since 100 years? If you take the Dow Jones or anything to do with the US stock market, it's been around since 1790. I understand inflation and a fiat currency and everything else. Still doesn't change the fact you're buying these stocks at the highest they've ever been. Doesn't mean there's not opportunity, of course there is. But you kind of have to watch your back. Who wants to buy Apple up here for the first time? This is only really a stock for those who are already in this, holding it for 10 years or 15, 20 years, looking to get an exit strategy. You know, how much higher can this go? Can this double from here? Key point, from here. That's the most important word in this video, from here. Obviously, if it does this over the next couple of years, yeah, obviously it's going to double over the next 10 years after that. From this level, 241, is it going to be valued at a $5 trillion company between now and the end of the decade? No, it's not. So it's difficult. Well, it's not difficult at all, the way I see it. There's a lot of people here just gambling away all their money, time, and emotion, and they don't really know what they're doing. You have to be very careful here. And we've said this from the first YouTube video, especially with Bitcoin. It's a 100% realized volatility market. Look at the erraticness of the price action. The bearish count is very, very bearish. I can't give too much away. We have the medium on the long-term count. The only bit of doubt that kind of crept in was when it kind of took out the 107, 108, and there was a potential more bullish scenario. And now look what they've done. They've got everyone trapped at 95,000. Like I said, how do you get someone to sell an asset? By definition, at some point in the past, they would have had to buy that asset. So you got to dupe them into buying first, and then only then they can sell. Otherwise, they would be in cash. I can't get someone to panic sell their Bitcoin to me at, let's say, 70,000 without them buying first, right? So that's the thing. It's about duping people. By the way, it's the same principle at the bottom as well, or at the top. You got to get them to buy, first, to then, sell and whatever else. But fear is a 10 times more stronger emotion than greed, and people get very, very greedy, and then they panic sell very, very quickly. So the moves down are always a lot more violent than the moves up. We go up the escalator, down in the elevator sort of thing. I mean, look at this chart on the linear. It looks absolutely disgusting, really, doesn't it? So we have the bearish count. I think it's going to be very exciting here, but exciting doesn't mean up. Exciting could be down. I mean, we could lose about, $1,000 a day here in the price of this asset. $1,000 a day, easily, and it can just continue on going. So all I would advise is be careful. Come and join the group. If you don't know what you're doing, come and join the group. It's cheaper over 3 months. I'm sure we can negotiate maybe a 6-month to a year-long discount, but I don't really do that, to be fair. So, but if you want to join, if you can pay via crypto, message me. If you're in love with this asset is your life, you want to know where it's going, well, come and join the group. But for right now, that looks awfully like a big bull trap right there. And like I said, it's all about Solana. Forget about Bitcoin. It's all about Solana. I mean, it's not going to be a one-to-one correlation here, obviously. As you can see, it's all about Solana. So, I mean, just look at the linear chart on Solana. We've gone over. I mean, just repeating myself here over the last 7 years. But as I understand, there's more and more new investors here. There's more and more new YouTube followers. So they don't understand. We take targets off the linear. Sorry, I take that back. Targets off the log chart, obviously, but for perspective, we need the linear, right? Before there was ever such thing as the log, there was obviously linear. Log is derived from linear, right? Obviously, right? So why can't something like that happen, right? How many bull traps did we have here, right? So let's just have a look. That was quite a juicy one. 32%. That was about 64%. Suppose that one right there was about let's have a look. 94% or maybe 60. Well, that was actually quite a big move. That 31 to about 50. We can get some really juicy bull traps, but in the end, it kept on going down, and then we saw the opportunity, and we can prove that to you. We can show you the buy. We can show you the Facebook post. You're going to have to go back 2 years on Facebook, but all the posts from the last 7 years are still there. So this is the problem. The problem remains Solana. And that's what the issue is. So if you want to know more, come and join the group. The next 4 to 6 weeks are going to be very, very exciting. They are shadow banning and banning these videos left, right, and center. So the only place I can actually get these videos out is on Teachables and on my Facebook platform. So if you want to know more, let me know. But don't be surprised if these videos start getting deleted ASAP.